Today we have a 2023 BMW iX. The iX is BMW's new, fully electric SUV, showing in a way what the brand's future will look like. The Bavarian manufacturer put a lot of effort into making sure that the iX is an environmentally friendly product, being made at a plant that uses 100% renewable energy and featuring a lot of recycled and sustainable materials. The design might also indicate where BMW is going. Now, I rarely talk about it because it's subjective, but the exterior is very polarizing. Some people love it, others absolutely hate it. I'm somewhere in between. It started growing on me, however, to this day I think the F generation BMWs were the best looking modern Beamers. But let's get back to the iX. As of March 2023, we get two powertrain options in North America. An xDrive 50 model that you see here, offering 516 horsepower and 564 pound-feet of torque with a range up to 324 miles, and a more powerful M60 producing 610 horsepower and 749 pound-feet of torque with around 274 miles of range. Both variants feature dual motors, one on each axle, making them all-wheel drive, and use a 111.5 kWh battery pack. Sadly, the car is built on a 400-volt architecture, meaning it can take up to 11 kilowatts using AC charger and 195 kilowatts using DC fast charging, so it will take you about 40 minutes to get from 10% to 80% using the second option. The iX, being a BMW, which, even in the form of an EV crossover, should be a driver's car, features an advanced double wishbone front suspension and a 5-link rear axle. If you opt for a dynamic handling package, standard on the M60, you will also get air suspension with adaptive dampers and rear-wheel steering. Now, before we talk how it all works together, let's jump inside and talk about the interior space. When I stepped inside the iX, I was shocked and I had mixed feelings. Seeing it in pictures was one thing, but in real life, another. First, let's address the interior quality. As expected from a BMW, you get a good mix of different materials that are well put together, but as you go down the dashboard, some plastics do feel cheap. They're not offensive, but I would expect a little bit more from a vehicle that starts at almost $90,000. Now, when designing the cabin, BMW followed current trends and took a minimalistic approach to declutter the interior. The cabin feels very spacious and airy with plenty of storage compartments, but there is a downside to that. We lost a lot of physical controls, so you rely on a touchscreen, and in many cases, you have to jump from one menu to another to change different things. Now, you do get some shortcut buttons in the center console, but you can forget about easily adjusting the HVAC system or even something stupid like interior light controls. Everything is buried in the infotainment. Speaking of infotainment, the iX received an all-new iDrive 8 infotainment system, which is somewhat similar to the previous iterations but received a new graphical interface and menus were slightly restructured. You can still control it either via a touchscreen or a controller, and while there is a little bit of learning curve, after getting used to it, you should have no issues. The standard 18-speaker 655-watt Harman Kardon sound system provides a very good quality, but if you're an audiophile, you wanna upgrade to Bowers & Wilkins, which is one of the best, if not the best, in the industry. The sitting position is great, and front seats with adjustable bolsters and a simple massage are super comfortable, and it can accommodate pretty much any body type. Now, moving to the back, the iX, being built on a dedicated EV platform, offers plenty of space, and 2 or even 3 adults will fit there comfortably. You get a dual-zone climate control and a couple of USB-C ports to charge your devices. Lastly, the trunk. It offers 35.5 cubic feet of space with the seats up and 77.9 after folding them down. Alright, so that was the interior of the BMW iX. Let's get it on the road now and see how it drives. Driving the iX is a great experience, definitely better than I expected. Now, the issue I have with EV powertrains is that they all feel soulless. You see, every internal combustion engine has different characteristics in power delivery or NVH that comes from it. To partially solve the lack of emotions, BMW, aware of their huge enthusiast following, worked with Hans Zimmer on developing unique sounds that you hear when accelerating or slowing, and as stupid as it sounds, it makes driving the iX a special experience. Take a listen. Sounds cool, doesn't it? The suspension setup, combined with adaptive dampers and rear-wheel steering, masks the weight of the iX, which is over 5,700 pounds, pretty well. I can't say the car is super engaging to drive, but honestly, it deserves a BMW badge. It's well balanced and predictable, the center of gravity is relatively low, and with responsive variable ratio steering, I had some fun on my favorite back road that you see here. Now, when it comes to daily driving, the iX is a great cruiser. 516 horsepower and 564 pound-feet of torque is more than enough. The suspension nicely soaks up road imperfections, the cabin is very well isolated, and you get a great set of driver assist features such as an automatic braking with pedestrian detection, adaptive cruise control, active blind spot monitoring, lane departure warning, front and rear parking sensors with automatic parking, traffic sign recognition, and automatic high beams. Opting for a $2,300 driver assistance package gets you a semi-autonomous driving system with hands-free driving up to 85 miles an hour, active lane keeping assist with collision avoidance, and automatic lane changing. If you want to go all in, you can upgrade to adaptive LED headlights with laser light for $1,000, but sadly, due to outdated US regulations, their capabilities are limited compared to the European market. So that was the BMW iX. With everything we covered, let's jump to the conclusion. The car that made me fall in love with BMWs was an E46 325 Ci, and before you laugh, I like it for its simple, timeless design, nimbleness, and phenomenal straight six. The iX is complete opposite of that car, and even though I don't share the same feelings as with an E46, the iX is a fantastic EV crossover which might be ugly, but offers a very quiet and comfortable ride, reasonable range with good energy management, great driving dynamics, spacious cabin, and great technology. Pricing starts at $87,000 for a base xDrive 50 model, and my tester was priced at a little over $100 grand. It's worth noting that the iX is covered by a 4-year, 50,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty and an 8-year, 100,000-mile warranty for a battery pack. If you have any questions about the iX, feel free to drop a comment and I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you later.